live today for the final remarks. And I guess some of you already know me. I am Justine. I lead marketing and partnerships at We Work Remotely. And today I am with Kevin Kirkpatrick, our CEO. How are you today, Kevin?
I'm doing great. It's Friday, so yeah, super excited both for the weekend and also it's been a fun 10 days of events, as you know.
Yeah, exactly. And so we wanted to give, first of all, a big thank you to everyone who joined the sessions, who sent us messages, who anyone that was there. We were like super, super thankful for your participation in this party. And we wanted to do that live just because we thought it would be a bigger celebration that way. And yeah, I guess this is also another opportunity for us to thank all of the speakers, everyone who took the time to create their videos, their keynotes, their workshops. Thank you so much. And also, our partners, Tulsa Remote and Remo First, who made this whole event possible. You saw them in some events. You also saw them in some of our communications. And none of this would have been possible without them. And so without further ado, I guess we'll just go through some of our favorite moments that we had during this past 10 days. So yeah, why don't you mention some of those, Kevin? What was your favorite thing?
Yeah, I don't know if I can pick just one. There were a lot of really cool highlights. I mean, even just kicking it off with the conversation between you and Matt from Align and myself, I think that was a really exciting way to get the conversation started. We went, we meandered through a lot of different areas around remote work, from work-life balance to kind of hiring in the remote world and all of the above. And so that was, I think, a great entry point. And then we had so many, like you said already, we had so many fantastic speakers at fireside chats and who gave keynotes. For example, it looks like you had a great chat with Carlos and Grace, and so really enjoyed some of the insights around work-life balance and kind of setting boundaries and some of that was really interesting. And then we had some really fun and interesting conversations or talks from Chris and Mandy and Amina. So yeah, I mean, hard to pick just one. And then obviously, the one with DHH was for me a really fantastic kind of close to the events for me personally.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I hope some of you watched that. We wanted to keep it live on LinkedIn and YouTube and everywhere, just so more people could watch it. I think also that conversation was one of my highlights of the whole event. For like for anyone watching, this was something we planned for a long time, and we're just happy that we could really do it and that you could like have that conversation. I also really enjoyed some of the panels on employee benefits. It's a bit of more of like a nerdy thing, I guess, um, because I really love that there were a lot of conversations about compensation, about fairness. I think these are conversations we need to have. Like any person that is working remotely and any person that has a company, like it's something you need to think about: benefits, compensation, things like that. So those topics were like really interesting for me. And also personally, a workshop I loved was one from Rachel from Running Remote. She spoke about regaining your confidence and adding efficiency to your job seeking process. That was a really, really, really interesting workshop. But then again, yeah, like like we were all behind this and choosing topics with speakers and everything. So we chose topics that we loved and that we were sure that everyone else would also enjoy. Yeah. So I guess I don't know if you have like any final things you would like to say to everyone who tuned in, to anyone who joined us for the celebration or that is here live.
Yeah, well, and before we even leave the topic of favorites, I'm sure Justine and I would both, as well as everyone at the We Work Remotely team, would love to know what were your highlights that you saw, and so if you had a particular talk or workshop or chat that you really enjoyed, we'd love to hear from you. Pick your platform, whether it's X or our Slack community, or even just email. We would love to hear the feedback of how the last 10 days of events have been, because really at the end of the day, it's we put this on for all of you in our community to help foster not just the community that we've built, but also as we journey into kind of the next phase of the future 10 years of remote work and beyond. And so yeah, we'd love to get that feedback. And in terms of kind of closing thoughts and kind of final notes here, as Justine said, thank you to everyone who joined, obviously to all of our community for joining for the 10-year celebration. It's a big milestone, and I want to express our collective gratitude for your participation and presence throughout the events. It's been a really great journey, not just for the last 10 years, but these last 10 days have been really fun for all of us behind the scenes to get to see the interactions, to see all these incredible talks from these great leaders. And as we wrap up this celebration, we think about, like I've said, more as a continuation, less of a stopping point, and in some ways more of a starting point. And like we talked about here, we got to hear a lot of really interesting things, but we know there are a lot more interesting things to come, and so we're really excited about that. And I encourage all of you to continue to follow along as we engage more with our community, bring more thought leaders in, and continue on that same journey. Additionally, I obviously want to take a second to recognize all the fantastic speakers we had. We couldn't have done this without all of your participation. We really loved getting to hear your thoughts, to work with you and collaborate on different ideas that we think would resonate with the community. And so thank you again to our sponsors, to our speakers, and to anyone who's been kind of supporting us along the way. Again, we couldn't do it without you. And then, as we look ahead, one last thing I want to note is just after this week, all of the events will be available to view as recordings behind a WWR account. And so if you haven't signed up already, we'd encourage you to do so. We're going to continue the celebration of the 10-year anniversary by offering 10% off of everything on the site. So anything from accounts and pro memberships to job listings to bundles and everything in between. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out, but please do take advantage of that. Again, we want to continue to celebrate and share that with all of you. So again, as we conclude here, really excited that we've been able to have such a fun week. Really excited about the journey that we're on here, and excited to look at the kind of next decade of innovation, collaboration, and redefining the future of work together.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. So thank you, everyone. Again, we're like super grateful for your participation and everything. Again, as Kevin said, everything will be available for you to rewatch, comment, and everything. So you're more than welcome to do that. And we will say goodbye for now. But as always, you can reach out to us on social media, email, everywhere. So thank you so much, Kevin, for being here today and for the last remarks. And any other last thought you have?
No. Thank you to you, Justine. I was going to say, in case anyone doesn't know, Justine was the driver behind all of this. So shout out to you before we call it for the wrap up.
I was not asking because I was expecting that.
No. I was going to say it one way or another. So I'm glad we had some space there. Justine drove all this. So big shout out to Justine, and feel free to shout her out in all the comments.
Yeah, only positive thoughts, please. So thank you again, and we'll keep seeing each other, and enjoy the rest of your day and weekend and everything. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching.
Cheers.